Hello and welcome to English EchoLingo. I am Mike, and I am truly glad you have chosen to join me today. If you are listening to this, it is likely because you have reached a point in your English journey where you can understand the general meaning of a conversation. Yet you feel a certain lingering hesitation. You might feel that your English is a bit blurry, or that you are using words that are almost right, but not quite perfect. I want to begin by telling you that this is a wonderful place to be. It means you have built the foundation, and now, we are going to refine it. We are going to move from vague understanding to intellectual precision. In today's episode, we are going to explore the quiet architecture of our daily lives. We all do the same things. We wake up, we clean ourselves, we work, and we rest. But the way we describe these moments in English holds hidden logic. By the end of our time together today, you will not just know more words, you will understand the subtle boundaries between state of mind and physical action. We are going to turn your daily routine into a masterclass of natural, sophisticated English. Let us start by observing a window into someone else's life. Listen to this dialogue between two friends, Emma and Mark. They are discussing a very ordinary topic, how they spent their morning and evening, but as you listen, try to notice where one action ends and another begins. Emma: you look a bit tired today. Did you have a late night? Yes, Mark, I really did. I was watching a movie and it didn't finish until very late. I went to bed at midnight. But I didn't actually go to sleep until 100. That is quite late. I'm the opposite. I always go to bed at 10:30. If I sleep late, I feel very tired the next day. Me too. But this morning, I still woke up at 7:30. I didn't want to, but I did. I stayed in bed for a while. Then I finally got up at 7:45 and went to the bathroom. So, what was your process then? First, I had a wash. I washed my face with cold water. Then I cleaned my teeth. After that, I had a shower. The hot water really helped me wake up fully. That sounds nice. Sometimes when I have time on the weekend, I have a bath. I sit in the warm water and relax. I like baths too, but only in the evening. This morning, after my shower, I put on some makeup, got dressed, and made some tea. What about you, Mark? Well, I also woke up early. After I got up, the very first thing I did was make my bed. I do that every day without fail. Then I did the housework. I cleaned the kitchen and the living room. Wow, you were busy. I usually leave the housework for the weekend. It helps me think. After that, I went out to do the shopping. I bought eggs, milk, bread, and apples. The shop was very busy, which I found quite exhausting. I agree. I don't like shopping when it's crowded. When I came home, I just had a light lunch, soup and toast. That sounds sensible. I had lunch at 102. I made some rice and vegetables. Well, now we can finally relax. True. I think later I will take another shower, then maybe rest a little. Just don't have another late night, Emma. I won't. Tonight, I will go to bed early and I'll be asleep long before midnight. Now, as your host Mike, I want to invite you to look beneath the surface of that conversation. Did you hear how Emma distinguished between going to bed and going to sleep? Did you notice how Mark made his bed, but did the housework? This is where the magic of English logic lives. Let's dive deep into our first major distinction: wake up versus get up. These are perhaps the two most common phrases in the English language. Yet they are frequently misused by learners. To understand the difference, we must look at the transition from the world of dreams to the world of action. Wake up is a biological event. It is the moment your brain regains consciousness. Your eyes open. You become aware of the light in the room, the sound of the birds, or the annoying buzz of your phone. You are no longer asleep. However, you are still horizontal. You are still under the warm blankets. Waking up is an internal shift. Get up, conversely, is a physical event. It is an act of the will. It describes the moment your feet touch the floor. You are physically leaving the furniture of sleep. Why is this distinction so important for your growth as an English speaker? Because it allows you to describe the gap in your morning. I will share a personal story with you. For many years, I struggled with my morning productivity. I would wake up at 6:30 a.m. My eyes were open, and I was technically awake. But I wouldn't get up until 7:15 a.m. I spent 45 minutes scrolling through news on my phone, or simply staring at the ceiling. If I told someone I got up at 6:30, I would be lying. If I said I woke up at 7:15, that would also be incorrect. The true, natural English way to describe this is, I woke up at 6:30. But I didn't get up until 7:15. Do you see how much more information that gives the listener? It tells them about your habits, your struggles, and your personality. In English, we value this precision because it creates a clear picture of reality. Now, let us move to the bathroom, a place of ritual and vocabulary. Emma mentioned having a wash, taking a shower, and Mark mentioned having a bath. First, let's address a common question: have a shower or take a shower? This is often a matter of geography and culture. In British English, have is the preferred partner for many daily activities. We have breakfast, we have a holiday, and we have a shower. In American English, take is much more dominant. You take a shower, you take a break, you take a vacation. Both are perfectly correct in the global English community, but if you want to sound more consistent, it is helpful to choose one style and stay with it. However, the logical difference between a shower and a bath goes much deeper than the verb. A shower is defined by movement. The water comes from above, it is fast, efficient, and vertical. In our modern, busy world, the shower is the tool of the productive person. We take a shower to get clean and to wake up. It is a functional act. A bath, logically and psychologically, is the opposite. A bath is about stillness. It is horizontal. It is about immersion in warm water. When Mark says he has a bath on the weekend to relax, he is using the word to signal a change in his mental state. You do not take a bath to be quick. If you tell a friend, I'm going to have a bath, you are telling them, I am going to be unavailable for 30 minutes. I am resting. I remember a time when I was living in a very small apartment in London. It only had a shower, no bathtub. I found that my stress levels were higher because I didn't have that horizontal rest option in the bathroom. When I finally moved to a place with a bath, my vocabulary changed. I started saying, I need a bath tonight, which was really a code for, I have had a very difficult day and I need to disappear from the world. As a learner, when you choose between these two words, you are communicating your energy level to the listener. Next, let us look at the labor of the home. Make the bed, and do the housework. This is a classic area of confusion for many students. Because of the verbs make and do. In English, we generally use make when we are creating something or changing the appearance of something. We make a cake, we make a mistake, and we make the bed. When you wake up, the bed is a mess of blankets and pillows. You use your hands to arrange them into a neat, flat surface. You are making order out of chaos. Do, on the other hand, is used for tasks, obligations, and repetitive work. You do your homework, you do your job, and you do the housework. Housework is a broad category that includes cleaning the floor, washing the dishes, and dusting the furniture. These are not creative acts, they are maintenance acts. Think about the psychological impact of these words. Mark said that making his bed is his first achievement of the day. There is a famous speech by a naval admiral who said, "If you want to change the world, start by making your bed." By using the verb make, we acknowledge the effort of creation. If we said, "Do the bed," it would sound as if the bed were a chore to be cleaned, like a window. But making the bed is an act of pride. And what about doing the shopping? This phrase is particularly interesting. In many languages, shopping is a fun activity, going to buy clothes or electronics. But when we say, "do the shopping," with the definite article, we are almost always talking about the routine, necessary purchase of food and household items. It is a task. It is a do. If you go to a luxury mall to look at expensive watches, you would say, "I am going shopping." But if you are at the supermarket, buying milk and eggs like Mark, you are doing the shopping. This subtle use of do and the instantly tells the listener whether you are having fun or fulfilling a duty. Now, we must discuss the end of the day, where Emma made a very important distinction: go to bed versus go to sleep. This is a logical trap that many beginners fall into. Go to bed is a physical movement. It means you have left the living room, walked to the bedroom, and changed into your pajamas. You are now in the location of rest. But going to bed does not mean you are unconscious. Go to sleep, or fall asleep, is the transition into the dream state. It is the moment you lose awareness. Emma's late night is a perfect example. She went to bed at midnight. Perhaps she lay there for an hour, thinking about the movie she had just watched. She was in bed, but she was not asleep. She didn't go to sleep until 100. If you tell your boss, "I went to bed at 3:00 a.m., they might think you are irresponsible. But if you say, "I went to bed at 1000 p.m., but I couldn't go to sleep until 300 a.m., they will feel sympathy for you because you have insomnia. The logical difference between these two phrases can change the way people perceive your character. It is the difference between, "I chose to stay up," and "I wanted to sleep, but my body wouldn't let me." I once had a student who was very frustrated. He said, "Mike, I tell my friends I'm tired because I sleep late, but they don't seem to understand." I asked him what he said exactly. He said, "I go to sleep at 1100. I realized the problem." He actually stayed in bed looking at his phone until 200 a.m. I told him, "You go to bed at 1100, but you stay awake." You need to tell them you have a late night. Having a late night is our final key phrase. It suggests that the natural order of your schedule was broken. It's an idiomatic way to say that you pushed your boundaries. It implies a narrative. As we look back at all these expressions, I want you to see the pattern. English is a language that loves to distinguish between the intent and the result. Wake up, the intent of the brain, versus get up, the result of the body. Have a bath, the intent to relax, versus have a shower, the intent to clean. Go to bed, the intent to rest, versus go to sleep, the result of resting. When you master these, you are no longer just translating words from your native language. You are starting to see the world as an English speaker sees it. You are noticing the tiny gaps between waking and rising, between lying down and sleeping. This is what it means to be truly fluent. Now, I want to ask you a few questions. I want you to think about these deeply. And if you can, try to answer them aloud or in your mind using the logic we discussed today. First, what is your gap in the morning? What time do you wake up? And what time do you actually get up? Is it a 5-minute gap? Or a 1-hour gap? When you describe this to yourself, use the phrases, "I wake up at," and "I get up at." Feel the difference between those two moments. Second, think about your bathroom routine. Do you prefer a shower or a bath? Why? Is it because you are a busy person who needs the efficiency of a shower? Or are you someone who needs the quiet, horizontal peace of a bath at the end of the day? Try to say, "I usually have a shower because," or "I love having a bath when." Third, reflect on your evening. What time do you go to bed, and how long does it take for you to go to sleep? Do you have a late night often? If you do, how does it change your housework the next day? By asking these questions, you are personalizing the language. You are making it yours. I want to leave you with a final thought. In your journey of learning English, you will often feel a pressure to learn big, complicated words. You might think that sophisticated means difficult. But I want to suggest the opposite. True sophistication in English is the ability to use simple words with absolute precision. To know exactly when to say, "I made my bed," instead of, "I did." My bed is a sign of a very high-level speaker. Do not be afraid to be a beginner who focuses on the details. Intelligence is not found in the length of the words you use, but in the clarity of the thoughts you express. Every time you correctly identify the moment you get up versus the moment you woke up, you have won a small battle in the war for fluency. Be patient with yourself. English, like a garden, needs time to grow. You are planting the seeds of accuracy today. And soon, you will find that you are speaking with a natural ease that you once thought was impossible. Thank you for listening to English EchoLingo. It has been a pleasure to spend this time with you, exploring the logic of our lives. I'm Mike, and I'm already looking forward to our next deep dive into the beautiful, precise world of the English language. Keep practicing, keep questioning, and above all, keep listening to the world around you. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, take care and have a wonderful day whatever time you decided to get up. Goodbye.